Hello, what's the crack? What's the story? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're checking out the Bee Gees interview in the Garden in 1993. Let's go. This was done in Robin's gaff.
We're just musicians, we're songwriters, and we just keep on doing what we like doing. We don't stand outside and see our career as being in periods and phases.
Bear in mind, I wasn't born yet in 1993. It was a while ago.
We just are what we are when we are, and we just do it. We just write and be ourselves.
We're not aiming at demographics or markets. We're just evolving. We have many favourites.
Oh, look at Barry.
We have favourites like I Started a Joke, like Massachusetts. And during our R&B, what we call our R&B, there are periods for us. I mean, there was a classical period for us was the 60s, late 60s into the 70s, and then there was our R&B period, which everybody eventually called disco, but
It's crazy seeing a white band doing R&B, you know. Obviously, I feel like R&B kind of relates to people. When you think of R&B, you think of black music. But I feel like they're literally one of the main, pioneers of R&B. With the Jive Talking, with Staying Alive. Just kind of that disco era. They really, make that era for them. So that's very good. It's good seeing a white band do that. I like that. It's good. I like the diversity, or whatever you want to call it. Let's go.
it wasn't disco to us. It was R&B music. It was our love of Tamla Motown, and soul music like Stax music.
Yeah.
And
I'm not saying they started R&B. I'm just saying they kind of promoted more with the white audience. Obviously it's kind of big already in the black audience, but they kind of brought more to the white audience. I'm probably just chatting rubbish, but let me know. You guys know way more than me, so please do let me know in the comments.
Then there was our David Frost period.
then it was our David Frost period, followed by our Blue period.
Folk rock, classical in a sense, and R&B, soul, which we've actually managed, and probably one of the first groups to ever bring those together. The Beatles did it in a great sense with Sgt. Pepper. They mixed a lot of the classical chord progression.
Well,
with
Eleanor
George
Rigby.
Martin. We in a sense carried that on. We'd have a lot of folk integrated into
Folk
our music.
is probably,
I mean,
The
I
definition.
know in a big way, like the Moody Blues did it with their album with the, I think it was the Victoria Symphony Orchestra or something like that. But they did a big album with an orchestra. But we've always been starved of that in Australia because we used to write beautiful ballads and not be able to afford an orchestra. You couldn't afford string players to come and play on your records. But we were influenced by that. The string quartet sounds for like Eleanor Rigby that the Beatles did. We carried it on the stage further. We were heavily influenced by Roy Orbison's type ballads. And then we got into more R&B after that, but the sadness and the strings made such warmth, and then there were synthesizers where you could impersonate that.
When we arrived in England, we were so starved for orchestra, the first thing we did was to hire an
In
orchestra.
fact, we were starving.
Wow.
We've always drawn our inspiration from just people, and life experiences,
Okay.
situations, life experiences, but generally people, because that's where all the stories are.
And we will always take a piece of what we've done forward and evolve with it. So there'll be our trademark and our stamp
Yeah.
there, but it'll still be a gain.
But it's not a big deal, it's got to be fun.
It's got to be fun.
So when we go in the studio,
Enjoy
if we're
it.
not having fun, then there's no point in being there. So there are many ways you make a record. You can either do it with a full live band and sing live, or you can do it with high-tech computers and drum machines and all that stuff. These ways were not available to you 20 years ago. You couldn't do it that way. You had to invent. You had to imagine first and then invent. And nowadays, it's all available to you. You just choose the passage
It depends on the song.
that the song dictates to you.
Yeah.
See, there are
that's a good
times,
thing.
if I may elaborate,
And I'm sure in today's world, people, it's more, I don't want to say it's much easier for artists, because obviously they had to, find what works for them back in the 70s, 80s, 90s. Now, because of all the stuff they've tried, it's much easier for artists now. Do you know what I mean? They can actually look at different bands, like, the Beatles, the Bee Gees, or Queen, and say, look, they've tried this. Let's kind of, use this, because they've already tried it and it works. So people are actually using them as, a way to go forward. In a way, because you see a lot of people, a lot of our artists, people like Drake sample, old literally old songs from the 70s, 80s, 60s that my generation doesn't know about, but you're like, oh my god, I like this. But it's not new to people that are like over 50, over 60. They've heard that before. But people like me, I'm like, oh my god, what's that? Do you get what I'm trying to say? Or am I just rambling here? Let me know in the comments, please. Let me know.
elaborate on the part?
Sure, go ahead.
May I?
Yeah.
Is when you're recording today, the only thing different with us when we record today is the technology. There's digital, things like that.
We have
But
the
we
choice.
have the
We're also a
choices.
live band, which
Yeah.
we draw
But-
upon first and foremost.
Yeah,
You know,
but for instance, when we write, we don't use drum machines or anything like that because that dictates the song to you immediately, the groove, everything. You have to imagine what it's going to be. So we still write the same way. But when we go into the studio, we have choices of different sounds now, of course, and they're much more accessible. Before, you would have a drummer go in and you'd leave him in there for a week just to get sounds before you even started recording. Now you don't have to do all those things. So you do have much more wide choices. And of course, the sound is much better.
See.
There's a light, certain kind of light that never shine on me.
I've never heard this song.
Life to be live with you, live with the way everybody say to do each and every little thing. But what good does it bring if I ain't got you? Ain't got baby, you don't know what it's like. Baby, you don't know what it's like to love somebody,
Okay.
to love somebody
Wow.
the way I love you.
It's crazy. They're not in a studio. It's just the guitar. That's what they need, and their voices. That's all. And it sounds so beautiful. It's ridiculous. It's just absolutely ridiculous how they do it. Wow. Not a lot of people can do that. Not a lot. Trust me. Woo. Woo.
In my brain, see your face again. I know my frame of mind. You ain't got to be so blind, and I'm blind, so bad. I'm a man. Did you see what I am? I'm giving everything for you. But what good does it do if I ain't got you?
I ain't got you.
Ain't got you. Baby, you don't know what it's like. Baby, you don't know what it's like to love somebody. Love somebody the way I love you. You don't know what it's like, baby. You don't know what it's like to love somebody, to love somebody the way I love you.
Woo! Wow.
Songwriters that when we were very young children, we emigrated halfway around the world to live in another country, and we traveled all over the world as young children, and I think that somehow gave us an insight or an ability to write different kinds of music for different kinds of people.
Righty, we just want to throw it in anyway.
Also be said that we've written the wrong song at the wrong time as well. So,
But I mean, we just enjoy what we're doing,
Yeah.
and we've always got our ear to the ground. We love commercial music. We love writing pop records.
we like to write music that might be accepted by the masses, say, as opposed to a narrow marketplace or a
demographic.
narrow type of listener.
Wow. That was so good. That's only 8 minutes as well. I really enjoyed that. That was so random. It came up on my newsfeed because all I do is watch mainly BG stuff now. So yeah, that was very good. Let me know if there's any other interviews or any moments that you want me to look at regarding the BGs, or any other bands, please, please, please let me know. I like finding different stuff about them. It's good hearing them talking at the beginning about why they did what they did, the songs they wrote, the orchestra and all that kind of stuff. It's very interesting because no matter how much you think you know about the Bee Gees, I feel like each time there's always something new you might not know. It could be a new song, it just be a new reason why they didn't do that or why they did that. It's very good to know. So that was very good. Make sure you like, comment down below, subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye bye.